Hello, everybody. Welcome to our live session, folks. Thank you all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to our live session. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for making the time out. This is going to be an exciting one. We get to talk about some special events, upcoming program, upcoming training. So this is going to be cool, folks. Thank you all for joining. Thank you, everybody, for joining. We are live. Let's go. Let us go. This is exciting, folks. Thank you all for being part of the live session. We're going to kick off in the next few minutes. Thank you all for joining. Thank you. Share with others and do us a favor. Please just go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel just to make sure that you can always get notification in a timely manner. We would have a lot of content to share going forward within our space. So we just want you to be part of that opportunity going forward. So welcome on board. Welcome on board. Thank you for joining. Thank you, everybody. Thank you all for joining. We are live. Let's give everybody else another few minutes and we will get started. Thank you, everybody. Thank you all for joining. Thank you. This will be fun. This will be exciting. All right. Thank you all. A lot of you have so many questions. Hopefully, we'll make it as eventful, as exciting as possible today. We'll talk about the state of the union in terms of what's happening in the world of cybersecurity. We talk about the opportunities we see at the moment, and we just have fun talking about it. Then along the line, we have a few of our folks that will come in to come and talk about what they've seen out there in terms of opportunities in cybersecurity space. And so we can get straight up into thank you, Nelson. Thank you, Nelson. And welcome everybody. Welcome on board. Thank you, everybody. We are live now. We are live. So this is gonna be a very straight to the point. Do us a favor, start by making sure you like the page and click notification reminder. Hey, hi, Dale. Hi, Nelson. Thank you, everybody. And today is going to be very exciting because we have some of our alumni that would speak with us. And a lot of people have the question, is this going to be a worthwhile program? Do we support after a program like this ends? What is the network we have within our community? All of those you would hear firsthand from some of our alumni that are working right now. Some of them, I have the privilege with my other team members of supporting them in real life projects. So you get to meet them, see the kind of support we offer them, and it's just exciting. It's really exciting, really. Tonight we have Maureen, we have Abby on the line. It's going to be just exciting times, really. And the beauty of it today is that it's not just you learning and hearing about cool things people are doing, it's also seeing them work in real time. They are colleagues now professionally because they are also working right now in that space. And I have the honor with other team members to really be part of their story, just the footnotes in their story of greatness. It's just amazing, really. And you get to see them talk. Now they are professionals, they are doing great things in their space. They are building policies, they are mapping framework, everything we've talked about that seems like some practical or theory stuff is actually being practicalized. It is just surreal. It's amazing, really. To me, it's one of the kick I get out of this, the fun, that you realize somebody in 4 or 5 weeks of their life committing to something can become a colleague, a peer. It is just breathtaking. I love it. It never gets old. So I'm excited about that part of it. So it's really cool. So let's give it another, 3 minutes, then we kick off. And today, what I will do is I will, run through a few things. I'm going to use the slide just as a guide to keep us accountable. But more importantly, I'll make sure that all your questions, your different concerns, we can address them also in the process. Full disclosure, please, we would never call anyone to provide a PIN. There are a lot of actors out there that are malicious. We are cyber folks, so we know them. They are malicious actors. They will tell you that, hey, Skillweed is asking for PIN and all that. Ignore them, report them to WhatsApp, and they would do the right thing. So we would never call you for a PIN. We use YouTube Live, and sometimes we use Zoom. We want to do interactive stuff, but we would never call you. All our information is within our platform. Don't fall victim for people like that, okay? We are cyber folks, so I expect us to be more savvy. Don't just fall victim for malicious actors that have bad intention, okay? So just want to make sure that is clear. All right, so I guess we can kick off. So if you can see my screen, give me thumbs up, give me eye, yes, just put a comment so that we can all feel, we have some of our folks here already, and we can just get the ball rolling for us as a team. So, all right, cool. So I'm going to get into the weeds now, and for all of us, I'll keep it as interactive as possible and make it something straight to the point. The questions I've seen people ask, I'm so excited to get into that part of it and address some of those questions. The partnership we have right now, I think there's never a better time, in my opinion, to get into a space like this. The common question I've seen people say is that, well, I've heard there's recession and all that story. My simple answer is, with those concerns comes huge opportunities for people. I just don't roll like that. Our community, we don't roll like that. We upskill. I'll take my chance in upskilling, in learning new skills anytime. And in my other role, professionally in other space, this is a common question. I love to upskill my team. That is my own calling, right? It's not acceptable. We can never be stagnant. The more you get yourself stagnant, you become irrelevant. So I challenge everybody on this call. It's smart to always upskill. I don't care what anyone says about, oh, there's economy downtime, there's struggle, people are getting laid off. With that comes a huge opportunity to build yourself and upskill. That's the way I look at it. Because as sure as heaven and hell, we all know things always change. The economy is coming back. And when it does, you are just positioned to be very effective and useful in the long haul. So that's the way I look at it. And I think that's the smart approach to go about it in general. When somebody asks me, that's always my default response. Okay. So I challenge you, keep learning, keep developing yourself, keep building yourself. If it's not cyber, whatever space would make you a giant in your field, make you more relevant, make you have the most impact, just do it. All right, so let's quickly run through some of the slides just to kind of give us some context on what we're going to talk about in the program. And feel free again, share the information, let people know we are live now and we can just talk through it. Again, please remember, we will never call you for a pin. We will never call you for anything like that. We don't do that here, okay? A lot of scam artists out there. We just don't do that. We are a cybersecurity forum, so we should be more savvy right now. I hope I've done a good job of educating most of our community. We do that almost every day now. Don't fall victim for scammers. I think we should be more savvy by this at this point. And if you're a scammer on this call, I'll challenge you. You can do better things. You're better than that. And you can do great things with your skill. Divert it to something more meaningful and impact our community positively. That's all I'll challenge you. Okay. All right, let's go. All right. Most of you don't care who I am at the moment. So I'm just honored to be your mentor. So I'll skip this part of it. What are the topics we'll cover in the program? In simple terms, a lot of people, one of the common things I hear a lot is, can we cover all of this within a short time, within a month, within a short time? The answer is yes. And don't take my word from it. In a bit, you hear from some of our professionals that are currently working also, and you see the way they have also done the same thing you're doing right now. And the reality is that the short answer is yes, we will cover all of this element. Get into threat overview, vulnerability management overview, asset management, threat intelligence, incident response, identity access management, SIEM, that's security incident and event monitoring. disaster recovery and business continuity, cybersecurity policy building, different framework, risk assessment, third-party risk. We get into different area of data privacy, foundation of IT general controls. All of these areas we would cover, and you'll be surprised within a short time of a month or 5 weeks, you'll be shocked that wow, you've just learned a different world of thinking. It is amazing to me. It's one of the best kick I get out of this because you wake up and realize in 5 weeks of your life, you now have some new set of skills and tools you can begin applying. Now, I'm not of the illusion anything is magic, right? We're going to put the work, the time, the discipline to make sure we are effective in what we do. And I challenge everybody on this call. If you intend to get into a field, I challenge you, why not determine to be the best in your field, in your craft? I think you should aspire to be the best. So that's my challenge. And that's my goal that, you're going to learn from the best. And as we learn and we push each other, we collectively can make the best out of this. As a matter of fact, we'll get into that in a bit. It's not just learning the skills, the tools, and the hands-on. We're going to use a solution that is a partner of ours right now that we can also learn a GRC tool as part of the curriculum. It's crazy in a good way, really. You get to learn from the best, but also from some of the best solutions out there so that you can easily say to anyone, I have knowledge of a solution. Now, the beautiful thing about this is those solutions are very similar to each other. So if you know one, you can easily replicate the knowledge across any other tool. It's like using Facebook and Instagram, right? Same platforms for social media, but the interfaces are similar. So most solutions today are very similar in nature. So if you know one, I can say confidently, you can easily apply the skill to another one. Not a big deal. All right. Some basic interesting fact. It's a no-brainer. All of us can agree on this at the minimum. I think cybersecurity is one of those spaces today, and you can Google it. Don't take my word from it. That you can see the growth, the opportunity is there. It's here to stay. It's going nowhere. So that's the beautiful part of it. Okay. Um, Understand the fundamentals of why do organizations really focus on cybersecurity. The key is they want to figure out how to protect all their sensitive data systems and reputation in general, because this is real stuff. These are things that continuously impact organizations all over the world. I don't know, some of you that follow the news, you remember the last 3 weeks, Facebook was fined about 1.3 billion euro. And that was significant. That was a think about it, 1.3 billion euro. If you are fined that kind of money, that is significant. That can bankrupt some organizations. So it's a big deal. Okay. This is just a quick guide to show you some quick overview on those key areas in governance, risk, and compliance. And believe it or not, people spend millions of dollars within the organization to make sure they are in compliance in general. I don't know if you guys follow the news also, our richest man in the world, Uncle Elon Musk, right? He got so carried away. He bought a new platform called Twitter and he just fired all his team, including his compliance team, and said, oh, wait a minute, hold on, compliance team, I'm sorry, come back, right? Because there are some places you don't mess with. So the reason I say, the space of cyber is a little bit more different is because nobody wants to be the CEO that's created, a scandal that impacted the organization and they got hacked the next week. So you fire your team and you get hacked the next week. Nobody wants to be that CEO, right? So it's a huge, big deal for most organizations. They don't mess with it. Now, nobody's indispensable. We all get that. But that is the closest I can think of being indispensable. People don't play with that thing, their cyber team, because if you fire your team, guess what? You get attacked the next week or 2 weeks. It's not a function of if you get attacked. All of us will get attacked. It's a function of when. I'll quote the CEO of Cisco. He said there are two types of companies existing today: those that have been attacked and those that don't know they've been attacked. So all of us are going to be attacked. In our platform, for example, at Skillweed, we have constant people trying to scam and use social engineering. We are cybersecurity folks. If somebody calls you, for example, and says, hey, there's a meeting today, let me give you the PIN number and a code. and you're just reckless and give them that information, then it shows we have not done our due diligence really. Somebody cannot randomly call you and say, this is from I'm from Facebook, I'm from WhatsApp, I'm from wherever, Skillweed, it doesn't matter. And you just, okay, yeah, because you're from, how do you know? Anybody can call you and say they're from anywhere. So you can't just take those words, right? So those are the things we have to know, educate ourselves and say, no, I mean, I have my own due diligence I have to do. I'm not going to listen to that. The same thing for cyber, right? At any point in time, most organizations are always constantly thinking of, hey, are we, our threat posture, are we okay? Or are we at risk? It's going to be a constant thing we have to all do. There's no option to that, okay? Of course, the cyber risk, there are different types of risk out there. There's phishing campaign, malware, people call you. Sometimes people install devices to organization, and sometimes it's a big deal. If you remember something called Colonial Pipeline in the US, it's a pipeline network in the US, and somebody went to install a malware, which is just a virus, into the system. And guess what? There were long lines in the US that were all looking for gas. It was crazy. It's like a third world jungle. It was crazy, right? There are other things we can see: social engineering. People just call you randomly and try and pretend like they know you. So these are big time risks that we have to be very careful and mindful of, right? Some basic incidents that happen, two big ones. For those of us that are in the US, Target is one of the largest retail store in the US. And guess what? Their AC servicing vendor came in to do their service, and they had access to their network. Through that network, they compromised the whole network, and they stole data of over 110 million credit card, right? Was compromised. It really embarrassed Target. They were fined close to $20 million settlement. So those minor things can become potential bigger threat to your organization. It's a big deal. Now you might say, well, it's a third party. Guess what? Who is liable at the end of the day? Nobody. If you are a customer, I don't care about Target, about your third party vendor. I gave you Target my information. So you are liable at the end of the day, right? So those are the things we have to prepare our mind for. The same thing for the ransomware that happened with Colonial Pipeline. An energy provider was compromised, and that was a big deal. Some of us did not know what happened, but there was long line in the US then because of that attack. So these are real life ramifications that it could have on us as people, really. All right. So another thing we like to throw out there: vulnerability, risk, threat. Vulnerability simply says it's a weakness that can be exploited. The risk is possibility of something bad happening, right? And a threat is simply, an entity or actor that can exploit a vulnerability. So those are just basic terms or definition for those of us that are new in that space. And and for all of us, if you don't mind, let me just keep you a little bit more savvy. You might hear the word CIA. CIA means confidentiality, integrity, availability. Can we all type CIA? It's one of the core words if you're in the world of cyber, because it will show you that it will show people that okay, he or she knows what this is all about. Can we all type CIA? CIA. Can we all type it if you don't mind? It means confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Can we just type it together real quick if you don't mind? CIA. Confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So the reason it's important is that sometimes if you are in a conversation, it kind of puts things in perspective, right? People know that okay, this is talking about the confidentiality is saying, hey, is our information kept private and secure? Integrity is saying the data we have, are we sure it's not modified or any kind of changes is made to the data? Availability is also important. Is your data available? Now you might ask me why. Think about it. For people that are doing manufacturing, let's say pharmaceutical drugs for oncology, cancer patients, imagine a delay in their production. That is a big deal. Lives can be lost. This is a big deal, right? At the end of the day. So those are the things we have to really think about in the long term. All right, let's quickly run through this. We're going to talk about frameworks in cybersecurity. And listen, ladies and gentlemen, these are things that at the end of this program, you would become much more savvy and intelligent on this. So don't worry, it's a list of your worry, but we'll talk about GDPR, HIPPA, PCI. These are some general framework for privacy, for European Union, for healthcare, for payment card processing also. All right. Let's quickly just go into the cool part. Frequently asked questions. These are the sweet part I've seen all the time. Now, is programming involved? The answer is no. You don't need to have programming knowledge. You don't need to be a guru at any point at all. So that's not required at all. Do I need to be a US citizen to get into this? The answer is no. Most of the jobs and companies you'll be applying for are private Fortune 1000 companies. So I'm not worried about that at all. Do I need IT background? No, you don't. However, for anyone that has zero IT background, the first thing is we have a great IT program on our academy.skillweed.com. It's a great place to see some very great free program you can take advantage of and learn as much as possible. Now, the other thing is I'll challenge you. Believe it or not, most of us might think we don't have IT knowledge. Oh wait, gone are the days we can say that. Now, I use this example a lot. My parents are close to 80. Guess what? They use Uber. They use Lyft. Think about an 80-year-old, man, woman, African woman, man, using Uber. It's crazy to think about, really, but they do because the ecosystem has trained all of us, to be savvy in basic writing. The only difference is that it will just be at a larger scale now. For example, if I visit you at home, the first thing I'm going to ask you is, can you give me access to your network? So you give me your network ID. If you don't trust me, you will not give me your network ID. That's fair to say, right? So those are the key things we need to look out for at the end of the day. Do we help with resume? The answer is yes. We help with the draft. Thankfully, we have other tools. We use AI tools. We use our past documentation to kind of help us to be more efficient with our resumes. Okay. Do we need to commit time to be successful? Like anything that is worthwhile, it makes sense to put the work in it. What does that mean? We are not here to do magic. We are not here to say, oh, do something you get. No, we don't play that game here. We are hard workers. We put the time. We are focused. We are looking for leaders who will commit to work and commit to success. It's not a joke, really. We don't play games here. We are not here to say, oh, if you're not ready for it, we recommend you won't do it yet until you're mentally ready. Because what it will require is first Saturdays, Sundays, and Wednesdays just for 1 month. But it's going to be a busy 1 month. The second thing is that on your own, we expect you to put 1 hour a day of study time. So we expect you to put the work, the time, and study. Don't make excuses. Don't play game with yourself. It's your career, it's your field, it's your professional life. But we know it can change everything forever in a good way. But don't play games with yourself. Don't play games. Don't come up with excuses. Don't do that. It will be unfair on yourself, really. So make sure you put the work, put the time. It's just 1 month, but I know it will change your life professionally forever. I know that for a fact. Because you look back and you'll be so proud of your moment because you realize, wait a minute, I'm looking at some jobs online now, and these are things I can even start applying for. That is crazy stuff to think about, really. Because even your master program you spent a lot of money would not do that immediately. That's the reality of it. I can say that anywhere, really. Even PhD at times will not even get you an immediate opportunity like this. So don't take it for granted. Most of these jobs are 6 digits. So it's not like they're riff-raff job. Put the work, put the time, put the discipline. Great things can happen at the end of the day. What kind of computer? It doesn't matter. Mac, Windows, it doesn't matter. Sites to apply for, the usual suspect, Indeed, LinkedIn, ZipRecruiter. What are the roles you can search for? This is the beautiful piece. I love this place so well because this is crazy. In 5 weeks of your life, and don't take my word, in the next few minutes, you hear from some of our mentors these are recent folks that are doing great things. You realize, wait a minute, in 5 weeks, I can apply to virtually most of these roles. Yes, the answer is yes. Of course, like anything else, you get better over time. None of us will become a guru immediately. As a matter of fact, some of us will deal with pressure initially for any role. Some will be, you build it over time. It's normal. It's not, you're not an outlier. I went through the same phase professionally before. Initially you have to figure things. Sometimes Sometimes some people might even get laid off for a couple of false gigs. But guess what? You already have the experience. Then the next one, you're just way better. It's live, it's normal. And but most of us will be fine, the first one, right? But we don't take it personal. The key for us is every day I'm learning something new. As long as that's your mantra, you'll be fine. Every day I'm learning something new because that's your legacy. That's what you can take away from any organization. You're learning. You're learning. Keep learning, keep learning. That's all you can control, right? Do I need to experience to begin my career? The answer is no, really. As long as you are willing to go to our, website academy.skillweed.com, which I type to learn some of our free IT classes. We have one free IT fundamental class. Take it, is very great class. We put some thoughts into it. Excellent program. Does this role require meetings? Like most of the meetings, and that's why our program is very interactive. We teach you, train you, challenge you to involve and commit to being engage with your group because your role will require you to set up meetings at times. That's the reality, really. Not all roles will be meeting intense, but sometimes you would need to clarify things. So you set up meetings, right? And along the line, we'll try to set up a program designed for people that want to learn office etiquette to use Microsoft Teams, Microsoft, Outlook, those basic foundational programs so that for every one of us that is a professional, we should not be afraid to use Outlook. We should not be afraid to use Microsoft Teams, right? Those basic office tools or OneNote, those are basic office tools, okay? Let's see, is certification required? For most of us, honestly, 90% of my folks that get jobs, they don't have certification for a start. Along the line, you can do certification. GRCP is pretty good because it's easy to pass, in my opinion. But the goal for us is one thing, honestly, and that's job. We teach you skills, things to do that would get you the job and help you to hold your ground on the job. That's the focus for us, really. The answer is yes. The GRCP is easy to pass, in my opinion. Class schedule, a lot of people have asked. We kick off July 29th. This is the schedule of the program. We end August 23rd, I believe. Within that 1 month, make it your time, your treats. Like I said, zero excuses. Make it your own time to shine, learn, build, and commit to excellence. Very important. That's the key word. Commit to excellence. We don't play games here. Yeah, we are too old for that game. We don't play games. It's strictly commitment to excellence. Even when things are not working, in good faith, you gave it your best. Don't play games here because it will not work. I mean, if you don't put the work, don't even touch it. That's my recommendation. And I'm blunt about that to my team. Don't play games really because it's too costly to play a game with yourself. My role is a mentor. I will challenge you a lot. Keep me accountable by making sure I teach you the content that are relevant. I would hold you accountable by making sure you do the work too, right? So it's a two-way thing. Keep me accountable. I hold you accountable also. We focus on execution. It's your career and your baby. So mine is to make sure we protect it. So it's not uncommon along the line live happens and somebody says, oh, sorry, I had to travel to Africa. Oh, sorry, I had a vacation plan. Oh, sorry, I had a wedding plan. God bless your heart. Good luck. Love you for that. But I honestly don't care. I would not care about that. Mine is to protect your vision and your dream. You know, those are personal things for you. But for me, it's your dream for this program I'll protect. Your dream for most of us is to get a job. So I'll protect that. So you don't take it personal. If you tell me stories and I just don't relate with it, I'll listen out of respect, but in my mind, I'll just say, okay, I'm going back to the basic. The basic is we want to get a job. That's the goal why we are connected right now. Okay. And I will hold you accountable. That's you do the same thing for me, and that's the way it will work. So we are not going to play games at all. All right. So that's what the program looks like. One-time cost, it's $750 for the program, affordable for most of us. A lot of people ask me, hey, why do you make your program affordable? We are vision and mission driven. And for those of you that think, oh, well, we are a new kid on the block, no, we are not. I've mentored for over 21 years. It's a joy and passion for me. It's something that we've done for many years, but we love what our Asian brothers are doing. The Indian community has done an excellent job of upskilling their community. Our Jewish brother have done the same thing. We love them, we respect them. We just want to use their playbook. That's what we're saying. And the way to make it a thing that will bring more of us is the price point must make sense so that we can have more of our community exploring this opportunity also. If not, you're wasting your time. I am wasting my time because guess what? You're going to be in an environment, you're going to be a minority, you're not going to have protection most of the time, and we all lose. So it's smart, in my opinion, to make sure we think community and not just think immediate. Think long term. Think legacy. Think of where do we set up ourselves, our younger generation later also make them comfortable to a point that we have a lot of people in our community also well represented, not just in technical field, but in leadership. So I challenge you if you're on this call to aspire to be a leader in this field. Why not? And believe it or not, a lot of people are not as smart as you and I. So don't second guess yourself. All right, let's go to the next one. Yeah, we have payment option. It has some instrumental fees also attached to it. You can check that information online also. All the classes are recorded. Interesting fact, most of the time, for people that are after a program like this, for people that commit to immediately start applying, they tend to get something quick. If you finish a program like this and you decide not to do anything with it, because we are adults, right? It's hard for me to do anything. You just handicap me, right? But I'll challenge you and I'll tell you with my heart, please immediately start applying. I'd rather have you get a lot of rejection, but guess what? So what? We only need 1 year. And if it's not my dad's business or my mom's business, right? Think about it. Why would I be arrogant to think everywhere I apply, I will get a job? It doesn't work that way. Let's be frank. So you will get rejection. It's okay. Don't take it personal. It builds your stamina, it builds your drive. And eventually, when you get a job, mostly we appreciate it more. And we execute, we focus more. So don't stress it. You only need one job. Don't worry about it. And the reason I'm saying this is it will happen um, because we are aggressive when we are done with a program like this. I'll make you apply to 10 jobs a day for 2 weeks. Now, guess what? That means you have about 140 application out there. With that comes a lot of rejection too. Sorry to say, but that's the reality, right? If you apply a lot, then you get a lot of rejection. Now, a few people would apply and don't feel special. You're not special because you get your first interview, you got a job. Spare me that rubbish. It doesn't matter at all. I don't care. Just have a job. Some of us will do 20 interview for one job. Some will do first interview to get a job. It doesn't because you did something special. You didn't do anything special. All right, nothing. Don't fool yourself. Sometimes it's just life, right? And it's okay if you get rejection too. It's okay. We are specialized in rejection, but we know quite well we only need 1 year and we don't lose focus of it. So don't worry. Don't take it personal. If somebody rejects you, don't worry. Don't stress it. Just smile. Go grab margarita, drink beer, whatever. Relax and focus on just that 1 year, and it will come. All right, let's go to the next one. No IT experience, like I said, go to academy.skillweed.com. We've put a lot of great content there on our YouTube page, on our platform. We have zero excuse to not upskill yourself. Just upskill. Don't listen to hearsay. And I challenge you when you do a program like this, please cloud out all distraction. Just focus on you for this moment. Focus on you and maximize yourself. Okay. All right, let's get to the sweet part you guys like to hear. All right, I'll just bring on board two great people that they are part of our community. So I'll start with Abigail, then I have Maureen on the line also. And the reason it's important and very nice to hear from alumni like this is these are people that are much more recent, right? So, you realize that, okay, at times, someone like me, because I've been, in a bit in this space, but when you see someone that is really much recent, that have virtually no background in this space, and now they are doing special things, honestly, to me, it's surreal. It's just, I don't know, it doesn't get old. Always just thankful that, wow, this is just unreal. Someone that maybe 4 weeks ago could probably not speak the language, but now their confidence is better. They're doing the job. It's just unreal. So let's introduce Abigail. She's been amazing. She's a hard worker. She's just amazingly self-driven also. So let's start with Abigail. Over to you, Abigail. Thank you.
Hello everyone. Yes, this is me live and direct and I will say it's just the way it is. No sugarcoating of anything. It takes hard work. Coming from a background, no IT, no nothing, just name it. If there's anything I don't like, cyberspace, don't tell me to multi-factor my password. I would rather leave that app. I'm not going to do anything about it. But hey, guess what? I'm championing that course now. This is live, this is direct. It took me 4 or 5 weeks. If I had to recap again, I went hibernated. I hibernated myself, took off from everyone, put in the hard work effort, sleepless night, I must say, because I was willing to get this. When I think about my problems and I think about the money, which one pays me better? Okay, no excuses. I'm looking at the money. Trust me, the 6 figures. I just wanted that because I know with that money, it will kill every other problem I have, tentatively for now. So what did I do? I used people as my resources. Tutor will say some salient things. I am always writing, constantly writing. Those abbreviations or acronyms are very, very key. Trust me, I use them today. And my manager owes me a cup of coffee. Why? Because PPT, CIA, you speak the lingo. You were not there 4 weeks ago, but today we're all paroling ourselves. We are all learning. So what did I do? I made use of people as my resources. Your best resource are your classmates or your classmates. Trust me, you will need them. No man is an island. I made use of these people, especially those who were working at night. I will use them to practice. I collaborated, participated in class. Any activity you're being given, don't be shy. Nothing, no question is stupid. After all, there's always a learning curve. There's that stupid curve. So participate, come out, and I will encourage participation because you don't know who's looking out for you. You don't know who will reference you in that class. It's per your participation. I have referenced my class members, and guess what? We're all in that space right now. Why? Because I know their level of participation, they're hard workers, the effort they all put in, and guess what? You will be that star you want to be. Trust me. During my interview, made use of the materials we're giving. Also use the AI tool. Using the AI tool, you need to know what you're asking or prompting so that you put a face to what you're asking to the AI and you're giving it that human touch. Guess what? Go there, own it with all confidence, and guess what? We're in that field today. I want to encourage anyone, everyone. It doesn't matter. I'm coming from a field, zero background, no figures, no nothing. I don't Trust me, I don't like anything IT. Again, don't ask me password or anything. I've used all these people as my password. Yeah. And hey, I earned a star yesterday at work. So hello, if I did it, honestly, you can do it. Trust the process, trust your tutor, everything that is being said, honestly, and you will land here where we are today as colleagues. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Abigail.
Thank you so much.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Thank you. Can we all give some love to Abigail for his start? Thank you, Abigail. That was great. That was really, really great. All right. So I'm going to also bring up, one of our other mentor, Maureen, to let's give Maureen the spotlight also. And one thing about Maureen is, one of the reasons I was so excited to bring her today was, um, a lot of people ask me this question that, okay, when we start a job, do you support your people? And sometimes if people don't have problems, in fact, to me, no news is good news. I always like when my people don't call me because I know that, oh, they got it. So I don't get worried. I know Abigail has been doing her magic, doing her thing. I'm happy. Hey, no news is good news because most of us, sometimes we doubt how smart we are, to be honest. And with Maureen, she and I we do back and forth a lot, and with some other folks, depends on the complexity of the project, right? We do that. So people ask me, okay, do you support your folk? I said, Maureen will be a good one to answer that question. Oh, is this guy available? You know, I mean, no doubt, like everybody else, my schedule is equally like yours, very, very tight many times, but if it's my folks that are on project, I don't mess with them because I know the implication of those projects. Now, if I'm traveling, I'll tell them, hey, look, I'm traveling, something's happening. Like now, most of you can see I'm in DC, so I'm in a different place. But the point is that life happens at time, but we don't mess with each other. We know the impact of community. So I will hand it to Maureen to kind of just speak about that and just tell people your experience and what people should prepare their mind for. Thank you. I think you're muted, Maureen. I can't hear you.
Okay,
Yes,
can you
not
hear me
yet.
now?
Yes,
Okay,
better.
okay. Good evening, everyone. This is Maureen, and honestly, you guys are in the right place. You are with the right mentor. Akin has been a very wonderful. I call him my boss. I call him my boss. I met him on this platform. We've not seen each other, but he is my boss. Is he's such a wonderful supporter. He's very, very supportive. And before now, I'd done an IT course somewhere else before. I don't even think I had a relationship with my trainer like the way I have with Aki. And honestly, feel that you are secured. There are some projects that are crazy that I could not handle. I'll just chat him up, tell me, okay, you know what, just send it to me. I'm in a meeting, but I'm gonna do it. And before you know it, he just like boom, he has sent it back to me. And I just compare with what I've done. And I'm like, okay, let me just add a little to what he had given to me, or let me do it this way. He has been supportive. I've been in IT now for the past 90 days, and he has always been there. So just tonight is just for me to tell you that you're in the right place, you are with the right mentor, and there is nothing he says that he does not do. If he's traveling, he will just still give you a message, I'm traveling. Anytime you call him, you send him a text message, he does answer. So you are welcome. Call friends, call family members. You're in the right group. Thank you.
Thank you, Maureen. You're awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And the reason it's always nice to hear from mentors is sometimes it gets old to, to keep saying the same thing over and over again. But these are people that are like you and I'm never smarter than anybody on this call. You all are way, way smarter. Some of us are just, we just don't understand the concept of giving up. That's all. At times, if you stay too long in the kitchen, something will rub in. Somebody will have mercy and just give you some chicken to, some wings to crack there. I think I'm just like that, really. And I genuinely mean it. I've never been the smartest kid in anything I do, but I'm mostly one of the most resilient and persistent folks. And somehow the universe will align when you want something so badly. And believe it or not, I'm thankful. That's all I'll tell you. You know, um, yeah, it's, you know, you get to the highest level of leadership you could never imagine in your lifetime, 10 times over. So it's not an accident. It's a thing of, you just know that, man, it's been divine, and you're just thankful. So the moral of the story is don't shortchange yourself. Don't second guess yourself. Abigail is not more special than you. Maureen is not more special than you. I'm never more special than you. It's just we just took the chance. And the worst that can happen for most of us is you get a no couple of times, but you just don't quit. The universe would always open. All right, let's see if anything else. All right, the floor is open to questions and answer. Please feel free, type your questions. We have a few more minutes. Let's take some question and answer, and we'll call it a night. Questions, things that, a few people have some things they want to clarify. So feel free and type your questions, and we'll be happy to take those questions. And there are some common ones I can start just brainstorming. A lot of people ask me, do I need to be a US citizen, or do I need work authorization to do work, blah, blah, blah. Yes, cyber is sensitive, but most jobs are Fortune 2000 companies, right? So you would not really require security clearance, which is one of the common questions I get. It's not required. Now, if you have a goal to work for the government, then of course, for some of us, you might be in DC, you might be in, Jersey, New York, and all that, East Coast. Yes, if that's your desire, then you can target those organizations. But for most of us, honestly, the jobs you'll be getting will be Fortune 2000 companies. All right. Another common one is, do I need to be engaged or to be active in this space? So the way I look at it is, for most of us, please always remember, it's always very critical to understand, like anything else, we need to put work. So it's really hard for me to tell you, you don't need to work. We need to put work, right? It's just as simple as that. Let me say another one. All right, another comment is, please, for all of us on this call, if you don't mind, kindly like our YouTube page and click on the bell button just to get alerts when we are live. We'll start getting live a lot in the next couple of weeks, teaching different things, topics. And when we're on YouTube, we'll likely be using Zoom so that we can interact. So you'll see Zoom or YouTube would, decide which one is more efficient for us. Never give anybody a pin if they call you. Please always remember that. Okay. Somebody asked, what are the class hours? So the classes are going to be on Saturdays and Sundays and Wednesdays. Let me show you real quick. We have that slide also. So the classes will be on Saturdays, on Sundays, and on Wednesdays. So Saturdays will be 2 to 4:30 US Central Time. Sunday, 2 to 4:30 US Central Time. Then Wednesdays will be 8 to 9:30 US Central Time. And also there will be group session where people talk, and your group will decide what time. Do we have a separate training for PCI, SOX, or SOX 2? All right, we said a couple of different things. Our program will cover a topic on PCI. It's not fully dedicated just to PCI training alone. GRC will focus on touching so many elements. SOX is different from, so I assume you want to say SOC 2, SOC 2, not SOX 2. SOX is, we're going to touch SOX because we're going to talk about foundation of IT audit. So the controls we focus on will be SOX controls. So technically we are touching SOX. Now SOC 2, we have a lab for SOC 2, but have an open mind. You're just going to learn a lot of different areas. How do you see the chance of job seekers outside of USA? It depends on where you are. Canada is a better field. We've seen people get jobs in Canada, in the UK, Germany. We've had students. I should call her to see. She had an interview last 2 weeks or so. In Africa, most people position themselves when they're about to travel overseas, so they get a skill set and they get ready to use it when they travel. Within the continent, some opportunities are there. Of course, not as much as in diaspora, the opportunities, but there are still opportunities there with the banks, oil and gas, consulting firm, especially consulting firms too. But at the minimum, I would never shortchange anyone that wants to learn by principle. Doesn't matter where you are in the world. And I did the same thing before I moved from Nigeria to the US. So just keep learning, keep developing yourself. More questions? More questions? More questions? Okay, how do you see? Okay, yeah, I think we addressed that already. Any other questions? All right, let's just take one more question, then we'll call it a night. And one thing is, please, it's amazing. We use Zoom a lot, especially when we want to do interactive section. We want to do a lot of work. Our classes are still going to be Zoom, but we use YouTube Live now to kind of get people used to our YouTube channel also, and to maximize some of the opportunities with the platform also. So, but when we want to do interactive session where you learn a lot of things also, we try to make sure we do the Zoom link, which is a big one for us. All right. Yeah, somebody said SOC 2. Will there be training certification or certification of completion? Yes, there will be certification of completion. We do that. Everybody will get it. Mostly we expect you to, we expect you to go ahead and finish the classes before you get a certification. But we give you certification of completion. And it's a beautiful thing because it's something we are going to you can put in your LinkedIn profile. As a matter of fact, right now, we are also exploring offering our own certifications in GRC because our program is extremely rich right now. With the partnership we also have with a service provider for a solution for GRC, in conjunction with that team, we are working towards something like that. So we have our own certification. That's the goal right now. So look out for that too. And for everybody on this call, make sure you're part of this program because there's this you're going to learn a solution for GRC. You're going to build risk assessment with that, third-party questionnaire with that, risk and control metrics with that. You're going to build regulation with that. So it's crazy good stuff, man. It's just the best time to position yourself. You're going to learn a lot of stuff. It's not just execution, but you're going to use tools so that if anybody asks you, have you used the tool? The answer now is yes. In the past, we've said, oh, we've used HR, we've used ServiceNow, but now you have a tool that is equally in terms of design, similar to those, and you're going to use it live. It's just breathtaking. It's perfect. All right, let's see. All right, somebody said I'm just here. I'm glad, and same. I feel the same sentiment. You know, um, I genuinely love what I do, and I can't wait to see you succeed. It's always beautiful when you see people um, maximizing their God-given potential. And I challenge you, that's all. That's all we can hope for. People will say you want to die empty, right? Meaning you gave it all. I hope that will be our story together. Professionally, you just say, you know what, I maximize myself, and personally, I treat life that way. Just maximize every moment. That's it. Nothing is guaranteed for us. If you have a moment, don't shortchange yourself. Especially professionally, to me, that's my own calling, right? Professionally, I take it serious. We can play and do other things. But when it comes to your profession and career, we set up a goal together. Hold me accountable, right? And I will hold you accountable because number one, you are putting the family resource into this. Two, you are putting time into this. That time you can hang out with your kids, right? You can do other things. You can sleep and grab margarita and enjoy your life. So if you are putting the time, I need to hold you accountable that, dude, sis, we got to put to work and achieve the goal together. Put the work. If you don't have the time, don't even touch it. Just do it when you have the time. But I think it's worthwhile. And if you decide to do it, strive for excellence by design. Decide and say, I'm going to be the best in this field. That's what I want. And I will tell you this truth. You don't have to believe it. A lot of people are doing this. They are not as smart as you. I can tell you that, guaranteed. So a lot of people are doing this, not as smart as you, not as savvy as you are. All right. Any other question? All right. Thank you so much, everybody. It's been a delight. I look forward to you being a mentor and guiding you. Let's give it up for Maureen and Abby. You guys are awesome. I'm so proud of you. To me, this is This is the joy in what we do, really. When you see people striving, doing great things, now they are my mentor in their own field. If I need to start developing policy, I'll say, Abby, please, tell me how you guys did it. If I'm doing work around third party activities now, since Maureen, hey, bail me out. What are the templates you use? That's the reality. That's the way it works. So it's a reverse mentorship now. And that's the joy of it. So I wish you Godspeed. Go ahead and register. Remember, we'll never send you a code. Don't be victim to spammers. Always be mindful. Like our page, go to the skillweed.com community and just soak in the YouTube page. It's a lot of content there. Browse around it, share it with your loved ones, and let's build this community together. I wish you Godspeed. Thank you so much, everybody. God bless.